what's up everybody? I'm SuperSonicJB. Let's do some quick math together. 2 plus 2 equals... Ah, shit, I forgot the answer. Well, don't worry, it's alright. Let's try another problem. 3 minus 1 equals... 31? I guess so. And now let's do a big problem here. Let's do 69 times 420. And that equals... I don't freaking know. I should have asked Mario for help. You ever wanted to learn stuff? Yeah, me neither. But in case you did, what do you think would have been the best way to learn something? Well, if you said play a Mario game, then you'd be right. And if you said go to school, then stop living in a fairy tale. So back in the 90s, Mario was becoming a pretty big household name in the gaming industry. At this point in time, everyone knew who Mario was. Heck, even your Karen neighbor heard of him. Though she probably was complaining about him. At this point in time, Mario became so popular that companies outside Nintendo wanted to use Mario for their own games. And some of these games were educational games. Yeah, the dude who was best known for mass genocide of Goombas and Koopas would fit in perfectly with children's education. Now, educational games have been around for a long time, but having a character like Mario in an educational game was pretty amazing back in the day. It's too bad all these games are garbage. Now, I've never played any of these educational Mario games. They were released before my time, but today I wanted to feel smart, so I'm going to take a look at and review some educational Mario games. Oh, and I'm not reviewing this game, because I couldn't find it anywhere online. Nor did I really care enough to try it. So yeah. Educational Mario games! The first game we're going to take a look at is Mario Teaches Typing. You ever have trouble doing this? Well, fear not, my friends, because good old Mario is here to help us out. This is a game made by Interplay Productions, aka not Nintendo, for the MS-DOS, which is an operating system for computers developed by Microsoft. So in a way, this is a Microsoft game with Mario in it. This game was released back in 1991, and it was a game made for kids that teach them how to type on a computer. See, I knew that title wasn't a lie. Anyways, let's go ahead and start the game and see how it plays. And wow, would you look at this amazing title screen here. Mario looks like he's ready to learn, and Toad looks like he's trying to avoid a pop quiz.
Pop quiz! Quick, how many seconds are there in a year? F's for everybody!
Welcome to Mario Teaches Typing!
Hold on. That doesn't sound anything like Charles Martinet. Yeah, apparently in the OG version of this game, a guy named Ronald Rubin voiced Mario. But in the 1994 CDI version of Mario Teaches Typing, Charles Martinet voiced him. Now, I don't know anything about this Ronald Rubin guy, but I can definitely say Charles is a much better Mario voice. So anyways, this game lets us input our new student name. Unfortunately, Kurumi's husbando was too long of a name to input, so I just typed random letters. Victor see, it is! Just imagine calling that name out of class. Alright, is it Mr. Vukajidefenisij here? I actually teach. It's pronounced Vukajidefenisij. Can I just call you Steve? So in this game, you can set up lessons featuring certain rows on the keyboard, or you can use all the keys on the keyboard. You can also set a timer for how long each lesson lasts, and you have 3 Mario-themed stages you can play on. So let's start off with this first level called Outside. Oh god, that's where grass is!
I hate you.
Oh, thank god Mario's not actually touching grass.
On your mark, get set, go!
Again, I'm not a big fan of that voice. So how this game works is Mario automatically runs to the right, and you have to push the correct key in order for him to break a block or kill an enemy. Every once in a while, a block will fly up above you, and if you hit that one, you're sent to a bonus world, where you're rewarded with some coins. What's the point of these coins, you may be asking? I have no idea. They just kind of exist. Honestly, that's pretty much it for the gameplay here. You just press the right button until the timer is done, and you receive a score at the very end.
Congratulations, you made it!
Thanks, Mario. I appreciate that. The game does keep track of how many letters you typed and how many times you messed up, which is nice. And it also shows off what finger you used to hit that letter you typed. But this is more of an assumption than fact. Let me just say a few things here. This game lags like there's no tomorrow. Like, you can clearly see Mario's character model glitch out from time to time, and sometimes he doesn't even jump to hit a block, but it still somehow breaks. Yeah, this game runs pretty poorly. Also, why does the sun have this weird looking face? So after time runs out, Mario will enter a random castle, fade away into existence, and random fireworks will go off without any sound effects playing at all. And these fireworks last for way too long. They last for a good 30 seconds, and you can't skip through them, which is annoying. You reach your goal WPM. You graduated to the underwater. You may print your certificate anytime from the main menu by pressing C or selecting certificates. Wait, does this count as a college degree? Well, even if it doesn't, I know one thing's for sure. I don't think anyone on Earth will only mess with a guy who has a certificate in Mario teaches typing. Anyways, now we can move on to the underwater level, which is just a row of text that we have to input in order for Mario to swim as he's being chased by a bootleg-looking blooper. Also, a lot of the text here repeats, so it's honestly extremely easy to get through this. Which makes sense, given that this is a kid's game. Then there's an underground level, where Mario avoids some thwomps, and he types a message about some Greek philosopher. Yeah, this game does try to teach you some history, but I honestly didn't really care that much. I mean, the very last part of this game has you type an entire speech about the American Revolutionary War, which I never thought I'd hear about in a Mario game. Maybe a Kirby game? But come on, a Mario game? That's just silly. Another thing I want to mention here is the game's music. Most of the music is ripped straight from Mario 3 and Mario World, and wow, do these music tracks love repeating over and over again, to the point where it gets kind of annoying. And honestly, that's all I really had to say about this game. So in the end, I did not enjoy Mario Teaches Typing. The game ran like crap, it was incredibly boring, the music was super repetitive, and the graphics didn't age well at all. But I will at least admit, it does do its job. It teaches kids how to type, so I can't hate on it that much. Heck, I might have loved it if I was a kid, but for now, I think I'll just stick to playing a normal Mario game. Like Mario Teaches Typing 2! Yep, the first game was so freaking amazing, they had to make a sequel. Yay!
Oh, hello! It's me, Mario! And I want to thank you for choosing Mario Teaches Typing.
Ah, so that's where the floating Mario head came from. And here I thought that was from a fever dream I had back in the day. Mario, please, leave me alone already! So right off the bat, we can tell this game's graphics don't look very good at all. I mean, just look at his title screen here! Why does Bowser look like that?
You bumbling boobs!
So yeah, this game is a follow-up to Mario Teaches Typing, and it was released in 1997 for the PC. Now this was actually Charles Martinet's first time ever playing Mario, and I'll admit, his voice still sounds great even back then. Now this game has 3 playable characters. You can play as Mario, Peach, or Louis? The game also has more modes to choose from, like the step-by-step courses, time-evaluated tests, or you can just choose any level and play a stage. The game has multiple difficulty settings too, so that's a plus. However, I will admit, floating Mario head can get kind of annoying. He appears in certain menu screens, and he just never stops talking. Although, I will admit, this part did make me laugh a bit.
I ain't got nobody. Get it? Nobody?
Anyways, let's start talking about the gameplay, shall we? And yeah, it's literally the exact same thing as it was in the first game. I mean, the game doesn't glitch out as much, which is nice, but it literally plays the exact same way as the first game. Literally, there's no differences whatsoever, besides the fact that you can play as some other characters here. Something else I want to mention is the fact that this game actually has a story mode. The story involves Mario and Luigi finding a magical typewriter, and they're going to use it to destroy Bowser's castle. Why is a type machine magic? And why can't it destroy Bowser's castle? I have no idea. But then, oh no, the time machine explodes into 3 pieces! So now Mario and Luigi must travel the land and recover them. Along the way, Mario tries to improve his typing skills so that he can type a magic spell to get rid of Bowser. Yeah, the story in this game isn't really that great. I mean, there's lots of Mario games that have weak stories, but this one is for sure one of the weakest. Who knew all I needed to defeat a big turtle dragon was a typewriter? These cutscenes also look absolutely terrible, and for some odd unknown reason, Bowser's castle is alive. What, is this the thing that inspired Monster House? But yeah, after you play through a level, you'll be watching another cringy cutscene until you beat the game. And yes, like I said earlier, this gameplay is exactly the same as the first game. Every level is just copy and pasted from the first game, and even all the music is the same. Also, this is very random, but the first time I saw Peach on the screen here, I thought she was holding a gun up to her head.
Suicide is badass!
Maria!
I mean, hey, after playing through this game, I don't blame her for wanting to end it all. Another thing I want to talk about is the typewriter on the main menu here. This lets you type one letter, and then it gives you a word that starts with that letter you typed. I don't know why I mentioned this feature, I just thought you all should know about it. You're probably also wondering, what's the time evaluated test mode like? Well, I never cared to try it. I mean, it's got the word test in there, so I'm staying far away from that crap. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about Mario Teaches Typing 2. It's pretty much the exact same game as before, but with some horrible looking cutscenes to boot. Do I find it better in the original game? Yeah, a little bit. It's nice that it actually has a story that can keep kids interested in it, and it does run way smoother than the original game did, but it's still a pretty crappy game overall. So yeah, those are the Mario Teaches Typing games, and yeah, they were not very good. But there's a few other games that I want to take a look at today, and one of them stars everyone's favorite green plumber, Luigi. Yep, the next game we're going to take a look at is called Mario is Missing. And in this educational game, Luigi is the main character. If you thought Luigi's Mansion was the first game that our boy Luigi starred in, well no. No, it's not. So, Mario is Missing is an SNES game where our good pal Mario goes missing. You know, just like the title says. I mean, the title screen has Mario fall through a random hole that comes out of nowhere. Where'd he go? I don't know, but let's play the game and find out. So, remember 5 seconds ago when I mentioned Mario falling through a random hole in the title screen? Well, it turns out in the opening cutscene, he actually does fall through that random hole and lands in a snow area and meets up with Yoshi and, yeah, that's not even Luigi. That's just a green Mario sprite. Glad you could drop in. Oh god, we're starting this game off with a pun! Anyways, they're about to go into the castle for some unknown reason. But then, oh no! Mario falls through a random trap door! But don't worry, Luigi is gonna go in to find him. But then he just walks into the castle. I mean, he fell in a hole, so I'm not sure why Luigi went to the castle to find him. Also, is it just me, or is Yoshi's head looking a little funny here? So Green Mario, or Luigi here, goes inside the castle, and we have several doors that we can enter through. There's also a weird looking picture of Ludwig on the wall. Just imagine his tooth there as a drop of drool, and you'll never unsee it. Anyways, we go inside the first door, and we end up coming out of a pipe that leads to Rome? Okay then? Why am I in Rome all of a sudden? Well, as they always say, when in Rome, kill some Koopas. It's kind of funny how some Koopas pop into thin air when you jump on them in this game, and sometimes they'll just straight up get launched into the air. So yeah, in Rome we can walk around, talk to NPCs, and pick up some lost items. And that's about it. While exploring we can talk to some NPCs and ask them some questions, but most of the time, they won't even answer you. No, they'll usually just tell you some educational facts about Rome, and some others will just say some random crap. Where am I? This city was built on 7 hills in 753 BC. It was home to Caesar, the original Italian stallion. That didn't answer my question. You also come across Princess Peach, who just randomly working at a station leading to the Roman Colosseum. But this isn't the only station she works at. No, she works at many stations across Rome. They all lead to different tourist attractions. And every time you talk to her, she says all the sites in Rome are closed due to some stolen items. Some of these stolen items are ridiculous too. Like some coins for the Trevi Fountain were stolen, so now the whole place has been shut down until they're returned. That's a little weird. Like, why shut the whole place down over a few coins? Or there's this case where the entire Sistine Chapel ceiling was stolen. How the heck do you steal that place's ceiling? So what you're supposed to do is run around town and kill some Koopas until you find one who drops an item after you kill him. So basically, if you see the Koopa getting launched into the air, that means it's holding a stolen item. And all these lost items look exactly the same here. Yes, there's the entire Sistine Chapel ceiling. Man, it's smaller than I thought. And when you return them, Peach will ask you some educational questions to see if the things you found are authentic or not. Why is this a thing? I found your stolen items, and one of them is literally the entire Sistine Chapel ceiling, but you won't accept them and open back up until I answer some trivia questions? What is this game? Plus there's the fact that
I don't even know why I'm even here.
I mean, I was in a castle earlier trying to save Mario, but now I'm in Rome trying to find some lost items? Well, as I say, when in Rome, answer some stupid trivia questions. And no, it doesn't matter if you get any of the questions wrong, because you can just leave and come back to try again. Once you get all the questions right at a station, you can walk past the closed gate and see the tourist attraction. But they're just a JPEG with Luigi holding a camera beside them. How exciting!
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Once you return all the items, you then have to use this device called a Globulator, which the game never tells you about, to move Yoshi across the map until he lands where you're located. I guess this was made to teach kids where places on the map are. Then he'll appear, and you can use him to get past these pokies blocking the pipe that leads to the next area. and once you get in that pipe, you beat the level, and the game sends you back to the castle, and now you're free to enter another door. The next door I went into led me to China, and you can tell the game loved reusing assets, because most of the backgrounds and NPCs look exactly alike. I mean, even Peach works at all the different stations across the world. Don't you have a kingdom to run, princess? Whoa, it's Dr. Wily!
Dr. Wally.
So each place you go to plays exactly the same. You walk across town, find 3 stolen items, return to the Peach, answer some dumb trivia questions, then guide Yoshi to where you are in the Globulator, and then return to the castle, or you'll go into the next room, or you'll just repeat all of that all over again. Once you beat all the rooms, you'll take on the boss, Ludwig, who's honestly kind of pathetic. I mean, he can't even hit you. All you do is jump on his head a few times and he's dead. Then you go into the door to save Mario, but plot twist, you've only completed a small portion of the game. Turns out you have to beat all 7 Koopalings until you can save Mario from Bowser. Honestly, I did not have the patience to do this. But I would like to mention how stupid yet hilarious the game's ending is. Once you beat all the Koopalings, Bowser tries to attack you, but then Luigi finds this random switch here that drops Bowser into a cannon that launches him outside the castle, where he has a rough landing and just straight up disintegrates. Holy crap, that's dark! So yeah, in the end, I wasn't a big fan of this game at all. I get it's a game made for kids, but if I was a kid and my parents bought this game for me, it might have killed my interest in Mario games. Or Luigi games. Yeah, who am I kidding? That's Green Mario. Saying that's Luigi is like saying Mario doesn't cuss out Luigi in the Mario Bros. Show.
You Luigi. You Luigi.
So the last game we're going to take a look at is called Mario's Time Machine. This is yet another educational SNES Mario game, and honestly, this is the worst one yet. The game starts out with Bowser using a time machine in order to steal the most valuable artifacts that history has to offer. Why does Bowser have a time machine? Because the plot says so. He then tells Mario his evil plans because, you know, villains love telling the heroes their evil plans. So Mario goes to Bowser's museum, which I never knew he even had in the first place, and he goes there to get back all the stolen artifacts and plans to return them to where they came from. Also, can I just say this? Bowser is looking a little chubbier than normal here.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Anyways, now we can start playing the game. It starts off by putting us in this room, which I guess is Bowser's museum, where we have several famous artifacts that we can return in the past. Once you select an item, the time machine will ask you to input what year to go to in order to return the item. For example, you'll select the year 1776 and Philadelphia for a Declaration of Independence. The main issue here is the fact that the game doesn't tell you how to use the time machine. I just kind of button mashed for a little while until I eventually pulled it up. At first, the game will not tell you what year or place a certain item belongs to, but more on that in a sec. Now you can press the button to bring up a fill-in-the-blank test that can help you with figuring out where items belong. But there's so many different options to choose from in each blank space that it's kind of overwhelming. I mean, yeah, this is a kid's game that's supposed to teach them history, but some of these questions are a tad tricky. And this game came out before the internet became huge, so it's not like kids back then could Google the answers. Also, how come we can just use the time machine here in the first place? I thought Bowser was guarding it. I mean, he literally left all the famous artifacts just standing right here without being guarded by any of his minions. The fill-in-the-blank quizzes feel like they last way too long too. And it doesn't even matter if you get it wrong, because the game will just let you try again. But once you're done, you can see what year and place objects in Bowser's museum are connected to. So we start off with trying to return a Declaration of Independence, and start up the time machine, and then next thing you know, Mario is randomly surfing. But why though? I guess he's surfing through time here. So what you're supposed to do here is steer Mario while he's surfing and collect 10 mushrooms in order to travel through time. Once you collect 10 mushrooms, you have to go inside a whirlpool in order to go to your destination. However, if you don't collect 10 mushrooms, or set the time machine wrong, and then enter a whirlpool, you'll be sent back to Bowser's museum and will have to do everything all over again. That's nice. This part just seems so random, really. Now, is it at least fun? No, not really. But it's honestly probably the best part about the entire game, which isn't saying much. Anyways, he finally arrived in Philadelphia 1776, and he can walk around the town and talk to some townsfolk. You know, it's kind of funny seeing Mario at the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Why didn't they teach us he was there in school? Hey class, did you know that Mario was at the signing of the Declaration of Independence? That was in a video game, Teach. Quiet, Steve. Anyways, you can go around and talk to people who will tell you more about the historic events that happened here, and then you can return a declaration back to its owners. Heck, Thomas Jefferson himself thanks Mario for his help. How's it going, Tom? Very well, Mario, my good friend. With your help, we have created a great new country. Perhaps one day, your likeliness will appear carved into a mountain. Yeah, I can see that happening. As for the rest of the artifacts, you literally do the exact same things every time. Grab an item, set the time machine up, surfing USA, go to a certain spot on the map and hand over the lost historic item, and keep repeating this process until you beat the game. And what happens at the very end of the game? Well, Bowser ends up using the time machine in order to escape, and the game tells you that Bowser escaped and you'll have to finish quicker. And the game wants you to try again to get a better ending. Yeah, me trying this game again is not gonna happen. If you are curious what the true ending is like though, it goes like this. Once you finish off several rooms of lost items, Bowser will once again try to escape using his time machine, but it will randomly explode and send him back in time to the dinosaurs era, where he will be crushed by a semi-realistic dinosaur foot. And then the credits roll. Wow, Bowser suffers some pretty horrible deaths in these educational Mario games. Also, what is up with that dinosaur's face?
My name is Jeff.
So, in the end, I didn't really like Mario's time machine at all. It was boring as crap, super repetitive, and it didn't even make me feel any smarter at all. I'm thankful that Nintendo no longer uses their characters for educational purposes, because can you imagine someone like Link teaching kids math? Now that'd be insane. So those are some educational Mario games, so overall, they all sucked. And after those games came out, Nintendo never let any other companies touch their IPs for a long time. It especially sucks that none of those games really taught me much. I mean, I did learn one thing though, that 69 x 420 is don't play educational games.